Oh, all right, guys, we're back. And, woo, man, gonna be an exciting couple of days. LR Omega Shenron, my boy. All right, let's take a look at this build. Oh my god, what a shock, full dodge. Are you guys stunned at this? So utilizing Omega a little bit in the 55% video, I did realize he has a significant weakness, and that's once the rainbow orbs dry up, this guy is kind of a sitting duck. I mean, it's not really going to be super great for him. I was really considering giving him raw defense equips as a Shadow Dragon Saga character. If we look at this, you know, there are some strong defensive equips we could give him. It's down here, these ones right here. Remember, these are from the Shadow Dragon Saga event. I mean, that's 600 defense. You know, then we could give him, I don't have a level 7 defense, but, you know, we could have given him like a level 6 defense right there. And then, of course, we could have given him like the dodge and defense equipped for gold to give him a lot of extra raw defense, which could work very well for Omega Shenron and what he is, which is a character that should be able to tank well. But I just think foreseeing an issue where maybe we don't get a lot of rainbow orbs, and I need Omega to do some work. So we went with the 25 dodge. Now, I gave Omega basically the best equips I had. You guys can see we have 14 additional on him, which is pretty good. This is a full dodge build, but the equips I gave him were so good that we're actually up to 14 additional as well. So Omega, I think full dodge is probably the smartest way to go, but everyone's just going to go full additional. I'm not really opposed to full additional anyway, though, because, I mean, this guy does no damage. He builds up by doing attacks. The thing is, he doesn't need the super attack to build up his damage. It just needs to be an attack. So if the hidden potential system triggers at all, you are increasing his damage quite a bit. But at the same time, this guy hits like tissue anyway. It's like, unless he revives, he's doing no damage whatsoever. And it's not like you just revive on command. So I really feel like building this guy defensively, first and foremost, is the #1 most important thing. But we'll see. You guys know how I do these rainbow videos. I like to keep the same formula because it allows me to get the videos up at a nice brisk pace here. We're going to test Omega out rainbowed at like link 4, 5-ish, and see how effective rainbowed LR Carnival Omega Shenron can be. All right, so we are here. Rainbow Omega. Now, a very funny thing happened, actually. So you know about all these, oh my god, these legendary JP Dokkan whales. There's a million of them out there. Well, one of them actually found me on Twitter, so I've got a new amazing friend who is going to be rainbow and stuff. That's going to be awesome. I do kind of like what he did right here with the defensive equips. I was, again, really thinking about this for myself. Well, I guess this is the second part of this video. I've already, you know, long explained, right, like, what I want to do with this guy. All right, so my Omega's in slot 7, so I think we're actually probably just going to float the friend Omega off right here. Funny enough, that Legion of Shadow Dragon, we're going to have 7 out of 7. Now, I don't mind if we would take a shit ton of damage, maybe from Super 17 in slot 1 anyway. Because if that happens, that would just get us closer to our revive. Yeah, that's perfect. I don't mind this at all. If we're able to get our revive off easier, that's a W. They wouldn't die, but they'll take significant damage. Now, this character, I mean, towards how good Omega is this character is super important. Super 17. But the issue is, I think in base, they're just, I don't know. I feel like I like them in base more than a lot of people do. But I just feel like it's too restrictive to get out of base. Dude, I'm used to this super attack animation from the GT Red Zone stage, right? Like, I've seen that so many times doing all those showcases. Look at that 6 million spot right there. God damn, dude. Now, at the point I'm recording this, I have done significant playing in the new most difficult stage in the game against this Carnival LR Omega Shenron. And I'm going to tell you guys this real fast. It makes it a lot easier to stomach kind of the faults of LR Omega, considering... we'll do this. It makes it a lot easier to kind of like forgive the faults of this Carnival LR Omega, considering how much fun his boss fight is. The Omega fight is the most fun, like, fight we've had, I think, since Cell Max first came out. So that's awesome. You know, I do like the Red Zone Cell Max fight quite a bit, too. I do feel like people really underrate that one. But this Omega fight is really good. So now, it's like, yeah, dude, this animation as well. Oh, my God. I'm not used to me doing this. This guy is pretty decent now, I think, Tech Sin. You know, as a combo with Omega. We're going to do a 200% video focused on that Tech Sin, just sort of talk about him and cover him and stuff like that. Okay, so we're in business here. We could revive at any point. Keep in mind, the way Omega is structured, right? We do have to take a lot of hits. Ooh, wait a minute. Wait, was the friend Omega at 600? Wait, I might have just mislooked at something. Okay. So we're sitting here. This is all 7 links activated. We'd have big bad bosses and stuff like that. Remember, the problem with doing some of these showcases, oh, dude, I don't want to do that. I don't want to heal. Nah, I'm not doing that. We could still get up to full 24 key. The only thing Rainbow Orbs does is give us extra damage reduction, which, honestly, I really don't care about. I'd like to die, but we're probably not going to. We're going to have to get a little bit deeper in this fight in order for us to actually die and get this revive off. And then as we're moving forward, we'll get Omega to kind of, you know, continually build up his, whatchamacallit. We'll get him to sort of build up his passive. Because, you know, Omega has a couple of flaws. I think, you know, it's funny. I have spent, how long have I complained about characters that have to get hit? Like, I do it all the time. But this Omega is a character that I think it actually probably would have been quite a bit better if he was building up if he got hit. But, I mean, this is a character heavily predicated around damage reduction and high defense and big bad bosses and stuff like that, right? So it's a little bit different. But, I mean, it's just the way they structured him, where it's the 20% attack with every attack performed, is just really tough to get everything we need. You know, we are still in revive territory here. I would love to take a lot of damage. Dude, I do not want those tech orbs, man. Hell no. I'd love to take a lot of damage. I think if Tech Sin or Baby, either of them got supered, we could be looking pretty good here. Alright, so this is, again, Rainbow Sin. Link levels are, you know, very similar to the link levels I'm rocking for LR Omega as well. Yeah, it's not going to really do damage to him. Nah, Omega's too tank. Omega, after he supers, I mean, it's got to be Cell Max, like, to hurt Omega. I think, like, if you're on a GT bosses setup, right, you have all these, you have big bad bosses and Shadow Dragons and shit like that active, and Omega gets a super attack off, it's got to be like Cell Max in order to damage him. His defense, because Omega gets 50% defense on his 18 key, and then he gets another 30% defense if for whatever reason he would get his 12 key as well. Alright, what is our defense going to be right here, actually? Because we have Rildo. 457, okay. Damn, dude, those... Am I crazy, or do these defensive equips really make a huge difference for him? Okay. Alright, let's do this. And let's just keep going through. Eventually, one of these weaker GT bosses characters is going to get completely cooked. It's not going to be Omega. I mean, it's funny. During doing this showcase, it's like Cell is just super attacking Omega every turn, which, I mean, Omega's not taking damage. But it's like, we're going to go into, like, Red Zone Metal Cooler Core, and he's going to be supering, like, Baby in slot 3 and shit right now. So it's going to be happening nonstop. If you guys are curious, too, actually, speaking of Baby, remember that LR Grade 8 Baby, his EZA is not out yet. LR Grade 8 Baby's EZA is not out for several days. So at the moment, we do not have him ready to go. We'll probably do Carnival LR Omega's World Tour completely before we even, like, you know, like, Baby comes out. And I'll probably just do a world tour for Baby. The only thing about doing a world tour for Baby is, I mean, I definitely don't need to do it on the GT Bosses team. Hell no. Do we just throw Super 17 in slot 1 and have him die? Like, what do we do here? I mean... No, I'm gonna do this instead. Yeah, let's put Texan in slot 1. I would like to die and revive. I'm ready to die and revive right now. So go ahead and super attack right away. Perfect. This should kill us, and this should give us the revive. This should kill, right? For sure. Cell hits hard. Yeah, perfect. You know, I do like the voice. Hiruzen, you know, the third Hokage from Naruto. But, I mean, I would say, I don't know, like, how well does that fit Omega Shenron, right? Like, am I crazy? Maybe it doesn't fit quite the best. I'm going to hang tight onto the active skill for a little bit to see if we can get the KO screen, possibly. You know, I think Omega's KO screen is probably going to be pretty rare, just because he doesn't hit that hard with his active. It's pretty easy to get Omega's active, I would say, all things considered. We could do it on turn 3 if the enemy is an attack down or defensive down, or we could do it on turn 6 with no restriction, right? Which, I mean, turn 6 is not bad. Like, if you have, like, some major release that comes out and it's, like, turn 6 as their active skill, that's not, I would say, an issue whatsoever. Like Turles. Turles is active. You see it every fight, right? And that's the way Omega's active is going to be. I mean, the good thing about Omega's active is he does have an attack break attached to it as well. Keep that in mind. Okay, so this is really good. So the friend Omega has revived, which means now he can do damage. Omega's pretty good once he revives, because now he's going to be getting super effective against all types, and he also is going to have a guaranteed additional super. I do rather like that. Guaranteed additional super, that's pretty good. Especially on a character that is going to be getting defense from his 12 key. Again, I went full dodge. I feel like there's 3 potential ways you could build Omega that actually make a ton of sense. Number 1 is dodge, which is what I went with. I think number 2, it's what the friend Omega did right here, is you could try and give him a lot of raw defense equips. I think that's a great idea as well. And then the last thing you could try and do is give Omega a lot of additional. I think any of those 3 doorways, I think, works really well. Because additionals, not only will you build up Omega's damage faster, and again, remember, Omega builds up with attacks performed. It's not super attack, it's just attacks performed. So Omega gets the hidden potential system additional, and boom, you're gaming. That's all you need. Boom, that's it, right? So you get that, you're in business. And then, of course, there's also... what was I going to say? Like, he gets the extra defense, and of course, he also has all the different debuffs, stuff like that, the extra damage. I do like additionals on LR Omega. I'm gonna put the int LR Omega in slot 1 right here. You know what's funny is I really shouldn't get all those 8. If I get... This is why you gotta link level Big Bad Boss's characters, guys, because... Getting these AGL orbs is, like, really smart, because we'll heal up a lot. But at the moment, us healing up like that, we'll lose Big Bad Bosses, which we probably don't want to do. Especially for the Legion of Shadow Dragons right there. So I'm just going to give him that right there. Bam. This is a nice rotation for Omega. I don't think the Legion of Shadow Dragon, they won't get one-shotted, will they? Maybe they will. I mean, has this video been successful if they do get one-shotted? No. We do need to at least see Omega's active. Maybe we'll get, we'll finish. Oh, damn, he really did super attack right away. Okay, well, yeah, that's, oh, we lived. Oh my god, no, dude, we're totally fine. I was gonna say, the curse of GT bosses has come in. I went for the 7 out of 7 links on my Omega, and that caused us to take, oh, I don't know, all of our HP. We did live. We lived with 2,000, man. Super 17, they should be okay. Provided they dodge a super attack, they should be okay. Let's hope. Let's pray. If we die right here, again, I feel like we've gotten a couple of good rotations in with the Rainbow Omegas. I'm actually kind of content with this. We'll probably just get the active skill KO screen, and we might be good to finish. Because I feel like this is a great example of Omega right now, right? We run them, dodges maybe? No, they didn't. Okay. Yeah, this is a perfect... This turn perfectly encapsulated the GT Bosses team and LR Carnival Omega. Omega is dominating. He can't be touched. And then the entire team is dying around him at every turn. That is exactly the Carnival LR Omega Shenron experience right there. Everyone else dies, and Omega's good. Right? But, like, that's... It's... At a certain point, though, it's not really, like... There's some characters, like LR Super Boo. Like, if we got a perfect 200% leader for him, LR Super Boo, it's like, oh, man, I mean, this guy's actually pretty good, huh? It's like... It's much harder to envision this happening for Omega because he specifically needs GT bosses. Guys, they have to release the GT boss version of Bulma and the GT bosses version of Orange Piccolo. And then Omega's going to be a god. But like that, we don't need GT bosses Yamcha, right? We need GT bosses Orange Piccolo. GT bosses 8th anniversary LRs. That's what we need to help Omega Shenron. Alright guys, so one big thing about LR Carnival Omega Shenron, it's kind of like they designed him with the ability to dominate lesser content. I mean, you know, things like Battlefield and Super Battle Road and stuff like that, a lot of times debuffs and the like can work. I mean, Omega passively, just from his passive, he lowers enemy attack and defense by 25%. Pretty significant. Then on Omega's super attack effects, I mean, Omega has very, very good super attack effects, right? If we take a look at it, not only is he on his 12 key, he gets 30% defense, he's also lowering enemy attack, and he has a 50% chance to stun. Then on his 18 key, he gets a 50% defense, lowers enemy attack and defense, and seals. So it's like he's doing all these abilities, right, which would dominate if you could use them, but they just don't really allow that in the toughest fights, because once you get into the toughest fights and you could debuff and shit like that, it just makes it much easier. Even the hardest fight in the game right now, the first phase, you can debuff it, and it allows for shenanigans. Very weaker characters can kind of be much safer because you could debuff, right? I'm sorry, I know people like to push back on this, but I just with the way Dokkan is, like, I just don't see how these bosses can be threatening if you could debuff them. I don't see it. I really don't. I'm sorry. I mean, maybe if the boss has, you know, so I think the last phase of Omega, he's got like 75 million HP or something like that. Maybe if he had like 500 million HP and we could debuff him or something, sure, but I don't know. So Omega, remember, we could use his active on turn 3, provided that the enemy is debuffed, which, of course, is the case right here. And there, of course, is LR Carnival Omega Shenron's active KO screen right there. Again, see the several debuffs he applies as well. The active greatly raises attack temporarily, ultimate damage the enemy, lowers enemy attack and defense by 30%, and the attack breaks them. The 30% debuff on top of his passive debuff and any debuffs on his super attack, like, you gotta understand, if an enemy can be debuffed, if you get his active followed by him supering, I mean, if the enemy's not dead, they just can't do damage. They can't do anything. So, you know, it is pretty nuts. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of Carnival LR Omega Shenron. We saw, you know, a good amount of him. We saw some of the stats. He can get some of his defense and stuff like that. You know, he gets all the damage reduction per Rainbow Orb. He gets damage reduction from GT Boss's allies, but I mean, it does just kind of lead to him not feeling quite as strong as some of the other bigger, like, releases we've gotten this year, right? Like, it's sad. I think if it really is as simple as if his damage reduction was just per extreme class ally on the on the team, right? So rather than GT boss category ally in the team, it's just extreme class ally in the team. If that was the case, oh my god, would this guy, he would become a must run on some of these teams of his, right? You know, he's on stuff like Transformation Boost, Inhuman Deeds, Power Absorption, right? Battle of Fate, Powerful Comeback. There's a lot of spots we could use him. I just wish we could actually use him on these spots, right? So let me know what you guys think of Carnival LR Omega Shenron. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.